Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. It's Bowling with Domingo, and I'm Domingo. Thank you to all of the people who were kind enough to leave a comment. Very helpful, very supportive. That's one of the things I've always been really impressed about with the YouTube community. In addition to leaving comments that are sometimes hilarious on other channels, oftentimes with channels like these, sports-related channels, people take the time to offer helpful advice and tips, and everybody's been really cool, and I appreciate that. So thank you for being kind to someone like me who's kind of learning. I had my first lesson with Coach Marty today, professional coach, and there's a lot of things he gave me to work on. We talked about the Pushaway. One of the last things we worked on was, we look at the arrows. I look at the arrows. I need to start studying the breakpoint as well. And so lately I've been standing 25. Actually, yesterday I was standing 23. Today he suggested let's move left a little more. Stand 21. Look at middle arrow, or look at second arrow. Look at 10. And then look at the tracer down lane. And that becomes your brace point. The tracer on the right is also at 10. And so he had me, so I don't typically play that far right, standing 21. That feels kind of odd to me. So the angle is kind of shut down. It's just kind of straight instead of kind of arcing. But I had a practice game of doing that. I had a 4-bagger up there doing just that. I'm on a pair of lanes today. I'm not sure how this is going to translate to YouTube, but maybe what I'll do is as I'm on each lane, maybe I'll post a split screen and a close-up because I think from this distance it might be kind of hard to see the arrows and the breakpoint. But let's have a game together. Let's practice. And so I'm going to say up front, we also talked about the Pushaway too, the earlier Pushaway. So here, let's step one. Step one, step two, and then the Pushaway is a waist height. And then he was cool with this. Step 3, down here. Step 3. Some people's step 3 is back here. Interestingly, he didn't make a big effort about trying to change where he just wants me to get into the Pushaway earlier. 1, 2, yeah. Hopefully this is coming across on camera. Anyway, what I want to say is I'm going to try and do a lot of the things that he was telling me, which probably means I'm not going to score very well today. And I'm okay with that. I have no problem not scoring 200, or I should say I have no problem looking kind of clunky on camera because I'm trying new stuff. This is another bowling ball I own that I use on occasion. It's a little bit of a weaker symmetrical Storm IQ Tour AI. And I think, again, if you want to get a good look at the layout, basic pinup layout, maybe I'll post a picture of it. But let's begin. So because this is a little bit of a weaker ball, a little bit of a step down, it allows me to play more right because it's not, it's symmetrical, it's a little weaker. Stand at 21. Oh, I should mention this too. I was experimenting with this last week to see if you look at how my shoulders are like this. I thought, if this is your finish position with your shoulders, what if you started like that with your shoulders kind of, the shoulder with the ball kind of dropped and the other one up here. I'm standing 21. I'm looking at 10 at the arrows. I'm looking at the tracer, which is 10. That's going to be my break point. And let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, get into the Pushaway on step 2. So much to remember, but here we go. That was way right. That's okay. I'm okay with missing. What is that? That's 4-7. I was also practicing my spares by flattening out the hand. Here's something else. I guess I've got a lot going on. Maybe I have too much going on. There's the idea that you're only supposed to work on one thing at a time. I got like multiple things. Throwing at my spares with my strike ball, but flattening it out so I don't hook at this. I just kind of throw straight at this. So roughly stand 20 and look at third arrow. flat hand. That looks okay. Good. All right, and because I'm on a pair, I need to remember to alternate. Now I'm on the right side. Stand at 21. Let's shadow shot this. So another thing he talked about is my step 2. I'm dipping down too much. So step 1. There's a coach named Mark Baker on YouTube, and he talks about how he likes his bowlers to stand tall on their setup as opposed to crouching down like this. Stand tall. Step 1, straight out. Step 2, I've been kind of dipping, and Coach Marty's telling me stand tall on step 2, and then get that push away, waist height, and don't hang on to it. Let it fall. He teaches his students to take 5 shadow excuse me 5 shadow shots before even grabbing the ball. I gotta edit out this coughing. All right, here we go. I'm standing 21. I'm looking at 10 at the arrows. I'm looking at 10 at the breakpoint. Good. Good. Yeah. 10 at the arrows, 10 at the breakpoint, and then at the friction, it just kind of fades into the pocket. Little water break. Is it unprofessional to drink water on a YouTube video? People drink water. Okay. Stand at 21. Looking at 10 at the arrows. Looking at 10 at the tracer. Stand tall on step 1 and 2. Good. Good. Man, it's like a magic trick after this lesson. So if I'm learning that if I can, I'm aiming at 10 at the arrows, and if I can just get it straight to 10, which is the tracer down lane, with the way I'm throwing it, it just fades into the pocket. Let's try it again. Stand at 21. No head dip on step 1 or step 2. And I talked about the push away. 1, 2, step here. Push away with him, he said waist height. And then when it gets to here, don't hang on to it. He said, let gravity take it. A little left. Yeah. Okay. A little left. What is that? 3-6. I am going to. 3-6 is part of the pocket, so I'm just going to throw my normal strike shot. I'm going to stand. Same place, 21. I mean, I could chop that 3, but let's have fun. Looking at 10 at the arrows, looking at 10 at the breakpoint, or at 10 at the tracer. That's going to be my breakpoint. Oops, hold on. I had my hand in the wrong position. That feels good. Okay. I caught myself in that last ball because I was holding the ball on the side like this, which is how I did it months ago, kind of the suitcase thing. Holding it. Here, I'll just show you. I'll just show you. I caught myself in that last shot because I had set up like this, and I'm training myself to set up more like this as opposed to like this. So then the ball comes back, and then here's where I turn it over. Actually, you're supposed to roll it off your hand, and instead I'm kind of like turning it over. but that's for another lesson or another day. Let's keep going. Same thing, looking at 10, looking at the arrows, looking at 10 at the tracer. I think I'm gonna try and call out where the breakpoint is. I'll call out where it is on the arrows and call it out where it is on the tracer. I need to train myself to start recognizing that. Good, 8, and that's roughly 9, Brooklyn. That was 8 at the arrows. Man, I can't remember now. Was it left or right of the tracer? I think it was right of the tracer. It grabbed the friction, it went high, it went Brooklyn. Drinking my water again. Let's do it again. Let's do that shadow shot thing. No ball. Coughing. 5-step. Looking at the tracer back there at 10. Looking at my middle arrow. Quiet balance arm. Again, I'll call it where it is at the arrows. I'll call it where it is at the breakpoint. Or at least I'll get used to calling that. Train myself. That's 9, that's 10. A little high. Maybe it was like 10 and a half, 11. That was 13.4. So if I threw that, aside from throwing it straighter, if I threw it a little faster, might have gone straighter. 610 again. So I've been practicing my 10 pins, excuse me, differently than last time. So now I'm standing 39. My left foot here, 39. I'm standing on the leftmost board of this lane, and I'm looking at 23 at the arrows. 22, 23. Or sorry, 23, 24 for this 610. Flat hand. I think that's okay. I might chop. Oh, good. So, one of the benefits of throwing this end over end is you can use a strike ball, as opposed to needing to use a spare ball. And so if I don't use a spare ball, that leaves another spot in my equipment bag. Let's bring another ball. Do it again. Stand in 21. Oh, you know what? Shadow shot. No ball. First step, straight out, stand tall. Second step, also stand tall. Push away. Waist height, push away. Third step down. Fourth step, fifth step, push off. Try not to drift. Right here, I drifted 2 to the left. I should be over here. Let's do it again. Shadow shot, no ball. They call it shadow shot, or they call it walking through. Okay. I drifted 1 board to the left. Once more. Standing 21. That, I didn't drift at all. Good. So practice without the ball. Go take a couple of shadow shots. Walk it through a couple of times. Look where your foot is when you're starting. And look where you end up and see if you drift. And if you drift, that's okay as long as it's consistent, as long as you drift the same amount each time. I'm trying not to drift. So I start on 21, I'm trying to end on 21. Am I supposed to be on the left? Yeah. I'm looking at 10 at the arrows. I'm looking at the tracer, 10 my breakpoint. Oh, that's way off. But okay, also, what did I do? I think my pushaway felt weird. That's okay. That was like 13 at the arrows and a mess down lane. So I missed the pocket entirely. What is that? That's 5.9. Line up. The 5 is part of the pocket. I'm gonna throw my normal strike shot. Stand at 21. Looking at 10 at the arrows. Looking at 10 at the breakpoint. Good. It's 11 at the 11 at the tracer. Okay, you can see that I kind of messed up my clean game, but that's okay. I'm not doing this for score. I'm doing this for reps. Stand 21. Do it again. Stand tall. That's what I did on that last shot. On step 2, I kind of dipped down. Coach Marty is telling me, step 1 and 2, stay tall. So step 1, step 2, push away, stay tall. And then start your descent. Rich at the pro shop said the way your head moves, it should be landing a plane. Your head should decrease slowly as opposed to kind of like a herky-jerky. It shouldn't look like you're stepping off a curb. Stand at 21, looking at 10. Looking at the tracer down lane. Step 1 and 2, stand tall. Ten, 11, a little high. If I understand it, big 4, 4, 6, 7, 10 has only ever been picked up once on professional bowling television. So I'm just gonna practice this. I'm standing 39 with no attempt to pick it up. I'm gonna just try and shoot at the 610. I'm standing 39, I'm looking at 23. 23, 24. That was 21. And oops. And we'll edit it out. Okay. Left lane. Another reason that I'm cool with appearing vulnerable during these videos and shoot bowling not so high scores is that I know a year from now I'm going to be better, and I'll look at this video a year from now and I'll recognize the progress I've made and I'll feel good. Just saying it out loud, standing 21, looking at 10 at the arrows, looking at 10 the tracer. I'm gonna try and post a shot a little better. And in step 1 and step 2, stand tall. Good. That's 10. That's good. Okay, 4. That felt good. For this 4-pin, I could shoot straight at it with the flat hand. I'm gonna hook at this. I'm gonna stand 20. I'm gonna do my little suitcase thing. Watch my speed. Look at 10, 11, 12 at the arrows, and gently fade it at that 4-pin. Good. 10th frame. 151. And again, not doing it for score. So with sports, I know it's hard to check your ego because you want to see a big number up there. But when you're trying new things, there's going to be a little dip before you go back. I learned once, I'm going to turn around and look at you as I say this. Somebody taught me this in my 20s. Sometimes you have to go down before you go up. And I remember learning that concept, and I thought that was pretty cool. Because success is not a straight line that goes like this. Sometimes it plateaus, sometimes it does go down. And I've taught myself to be cool with that. There's another phrase that I'm sharing a lot with you. There's another phrase that I would say to myself in my 20s, which is that we win some, we lose some, but for the most part we come out ahead. We don't win all the time. We don't lose all the time. But for the most part, we come out ahead. And that's the way I look at it. Glass half full kind of thing. Should I talk while I shoot? Why not? Because that's who I am. I'm talking. Looking at 10. That looks like 8, that's 10, and that looks like, that's a little high. Okay, 610. So for this, to pick it up, flat hand. A flat hand with my strike ball. Stand 39. Flat hand. Looking at 23, 24. At the arrows. Stand tall. 1, 2, tall. Now start lowering. That was 20 at the arrows, and I'm going to miss the whole thing. Okay. And that's where I kick the ball return. All right. The score, yeah, 167. Who cares? It's not about score. It's about practicing a new technique. So be cool with that. And who cares what people say if they look and see a low number or see a number lower than that. You're learning. You're practicing. And so it's okay to... So for me personally, and I said this already, I have to be okay with looking kind of clunky and foolish as I'm trying new things. It's all right. You're allowed to do that. You're getting better. So thanks for hanging with me. I'm going to keep posting these videos and keep learning. And I welcome you to join me for the ride. And thanks again for being so cool. Speak soon.